Let's now focus on a few companies and on corporate developments. Now, Godrej Consumer Products is buying 100% stake in the hair extension business of the South African company Frika Hair. To talk to us about this, we're joined by Mr. Vivek Gambhir, Managing Director at Godrej Consumer Products. He's joining us on the phone line from Mumbai. Mr. Gambhir, thank you so much for speaking with us at NDTV Profit. Can you tell us how much are you paying for this 100% stake buy in the hair extension business of Frika Hair?
Good afternoon. We cannot comment on the specifics of the valuation, but this acquisition will be EPS accretive in the first year itself.
Okay. I wanted to understand how much will it add to your Africa revenues, and you're saying it's going to be EPS accretive. What does it mean for your margins of the Africa business?
In terms of the Africa business, our current run rate is about 1,200 crores annualized, and the Frika business size is approximately about 45 crores or so. So while at an overall GCPL level, this is a niche acquisition contributing less than 1% of our overall revenues, for the Africa business, this will contribute somewhere between 3 to 4% of revenues. In terms of margins, the margin profile of this business is fairly similar to the rest of our Africa business. So EBITDA margins would be in the mid to high teens.
All right. And wanted to understand, are there any overlaps in the product and the portfolio between Frika Hair and the other companies that you've acquired in Africa, which is Darling and Kinky?
So Darling is the market leader for hair extensions across sub-Saharan Africa, including South Africa. So both Frika and Darling essentially provide hair extensions, which includes braids, wigs, and weaves. But this is a very nice complementary addition to our portfolio. First of all, Frika targets more the premium part of the market, whereas Darling is more of a prestige kind of a hair extensions play. Second of all, Frika has a much deeper presence in the western and the eastern Cape of the region, where Darling is relatively weaker. And then third of all, Frika has a much higher presence in organized retail, whereas Darling is more of a wholesale player. Therefore, we believe that this would be a very good complementary addition to round out our portfolio in South Africa.
Right. So what is the growth that you're seeing in the hair business in Africa? What has it been for all of 2014? And in the territories that you operate in, what kind of growth have you seen?
In terms of hair extensions, the growth rates we've been seeing have been in the low to mid-teens. Some of the growth rates did get impacted on a currency basis, because in terms of local currency, growth has been very strong. But some of these currencies have seen some devaluation, which is why on a rupee basis, growth rates have been in the low teens. But we are optimistic that we can maintain a low to mid-teens growth rate going forward for the entire portfolio.
Right. And are you considering more acquisitions? Because you've done a string of these acquisitions in the hair business in Africa. Any more on your plate?
Yeah, we are very excited about the long-term potential of the African business, and we are continuing to look for ways to scale up that business, both organically and inorganically. So if we find other bolt-on acquisitions that make both strategic and financial sense, we will be very happy to explore them, not just in hair care, but also broadly in home and personal care.
Right. Any plans to buy the 100% stake in the Darling Group? You have this option. You have taken 100% stake in the hair business in Ghana, another country. Are you going to acquire the 100% stake in the entire group?
Correct. Yeah, that's part of the plan, is that over the next 2 to 3 years, we do intend to acquire 100% of the Darling Group.
Right. But how much would you need to complete such an acquisition? How much funds will you require? And will these funds come from internal accruals? Will you raise debt? Any plans that are underway?
See, right now we do have a sufficient amount of cash on the balance sheet, and our debt to equity ratio is around 0.45. And so there is enough cushion available in the balance sheet to be able to raise debt and through internal accruals fund the remaining part of the Darling acquisition.
All right. Other than Africa, are you looking at acquisitions in Southeast Asia and other geographies as well?
We are open to acquisitions both in India as well as in Indonesia. I think availability of the right kind of target at the right price has always been a concern. But certainly as far as acquisitions are concerned, India still remains the #1 priority.
So you did say that you're looking for acquisition in the personal care department. Can you tell us, I mean, is anything that is on your radar? What kind of products are you looking to acquire? What do you want to add to your portfolio through acquisitions?
Within both India and Indonesia, I think we are very open to acquisitions in home and personal care. So within that space, I think we are open to acquisitions. So far, there's nothing immediate on the anvil, but we are on the lookout.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Gambhir, for speaking with us at NDTV Profit and giving us more details of the latest acquisition that Godrej Consumer has done. And this is the 100% equity they've acquired in the hair care extension of Frika Hair. So that's the stock for you trading in the green at this point in time. We'll slip into a break. We'll come back with more corporate developments. Stay with us.